at stake here, the #2 seed in the AFC playoff picture. San Diego could all but sew it up with a victory here. Cincinnati would have the inside track if it put off the victory here on the road today. What a beautiful day it is in Southern California. I know for so many of you back east, this is kind of hard to imagine, but 72 degrees. Remember when they played in the AFC title game, these two? The '81 championship game, the coldest wind chill in NFL history, -59. A little different story here today as Darren Sproles will handle the kick at the goal line. And Sproles breaks past the first wave, and he is brought down by the last man. Ball came out at the end. I believe he was already down. It was a 45-yard return. And Leon Hall saved the touchdown.
Jim, I talked about it already. They played the Dallas Cowboys last week, the San Diego Chargers. Rough, physical game, very emotional. And all week long, Philip Rivers said it's just kind of a slow week. Friday it picked up. And you want to know how to get up for a football game. Darren Sproles, so multiple, gets it done, gets you excited on the opening kickoff.
And brings it out to the 45-yard line where they'll begin with Rivers on play action. Bourne for the long heave to Vincent Jackson, who is open for a flash, and it's incomplete. Another 1,000-yard season for the gifted tight end. It's Tomlinson breaking it to the outside and picks up 7, set up 3rd and 3 before he's shoved out by Keith Rivers. On 3rd and 3 they go gun. They've got an open man, and it's Tomlinson with the first down, and just inside the Cincinnati 40, a pickup of 10.
Just so many things to watch for when you're playing this Chargers offense. You're worried about Vincent Jackson. Then you go, wow, we got to make sure that Antonio Gates doesn't catch the ball. You worry about Darren Sproles coming out of the backfield. And oh, yes, how about that? LaDainian Thomas. Nobody covered him because everybody was running, looking to help somebody else with Vincent Jackson and Antonio Gates.
You can see almost mistake-free by NFL standards. Fewest in the league as far as giveaways this year. First down run. Tomlinson. Rivers now on 2nd and 10. He had good time. He's got a second hookup now with Tomlinson. And he falls just about a half-yard shy of the first. You saw Norv Turner, 3rd season, through 50 games on the San Diego sideline, 32 wins, including another 3 postseason victories, taking his team not only to 2 division titles, but an AFC championship game appearance, and last year making it to the divisional round, beating the Colts each of the last 2 years in the postseason.
I'll tell you, the Bengals are an aggressive defense. Interested to see if they can have that same thought and try to carry it out against the Chargers. So far, a little soft. Receivers are getting free runs down the field, and they're open.
On 3rd and 1, they pitch it to Tomlinson, easily able to pick up the first. That whole side was open, and Tomlinson now has all 33 yards on this drive by the Chargers. Another first down.
I love some of these calls. Norv Turner, excellent when it comes to the start of games, because anytime you're playing a good defense, that means what? That means they like to get after it. And Philip Rivers fakes it inside, pitch it outside. You take advantage of a defense that overreacts, tries to take it to you. That's why nobody's there for the pitch.
A breather for LT. Sproles in the backfield. First down, 22 of Cincinnati. And over to Sproles it goes. And he shakes it out to about the 16, 17-yard line. Another 6 yards by the Chargers, driving here on the game's first possession.
Always, you can have all the thoughts you want when you play against certain teams or offenses or defenses in the NFL. But when you see it on the field for the first time, you go, wow, it's not like practice. Thought it was going to be easier than this. And I'm sure, hey, the Bengals, they played Minnesota last week and did a terrific job for most of the game. This is a whole different offense to face.
2nd and 4. And Sproles taken off and knocked down, jarred at the 5. 1st and goal to go. Only San Francisco, Minnesota, and Cincinnati have not allowed an opening drive touchdown this season, but that is in danger here for the Bengals.
This is one of the best run defenses in the NFL, and the numbers don't lie. It is one of the best. in every sense how you look at it. But right now, just a good mixture, keeping them off balance and running lanes that you usually don't see against this defense. And, you know, quite honestly, running lanes the Chargers don't see on the offense either. They've had trouble running the football.
Marvin Lewis, 55 wins. That's same total of wins by Paul Brown. Stutter step move. A nifty move it was. Tomlinson and Mike Zimmer, who has really brought so much credibility to the Cincinnati defense. A defense that had 17 sacks all of last year, 31 on this season. A 2nd and goal. Rivers, play action, pass, incomplete. At the last moment, Dhani Jones knocked it out of the hands of Gates.
Good play action fake. Not surprised they went with this pass down on the goal line. Dhani Jones, he is having, what a year he is having for the Bengals inside in the tackling game, getting behind the line of scrimmage against certain runs. And that time, that's not pass interference because he was fortunate. His collision just happened to time up as the football got there.
That's Cincinnati now trying to stop him inside the 5 like the Chargers did last week down at the 1 against Dallas. On 3rd and goal, San Diego has a touchdown. They go right back to Gates for the score.
Well, they created a little aversion in front. Watch Legadou Nane. He goes underneath. The defense reacts to him. And look, nobody in the back of the end zone. Still, one of the best places to throw the football when you're inside the 10, back of the end zone against everybody.
Touchdown pass by Rivers now in 11 consecutive games. Well, the Chargers, what an impressive start. What they didn't know as they were driving down the field is that at the same time when they were on their way to a touchdown, Tennessee was on its way to an overtime victory over Miami. And with the Dolphins losing, it qualifies now officially San Diego into the playoffs. That puts San Diego into the playoffs with the Dolphins' loss. A Barones field goal from 46 yards wins it. Now Cincinnati touching it for the first time. Quan Cosby. Quezon has a hold of him and rides out with him near the 40. As Cincinnati comes out with its offense for the first time. And Palmer and company operating from the 39. Coming out throwing. Coming out with a long ball down the field to Andre Caldwell and incomplete. How about the way things worked out with the Jets losing? You know, and Tennessee over Miami. There are, what, look at this. 5 teams right now at 7-7. Baltimore, and of course their game moved to the late window because of weather, taking on Chicago. You got Pittsburgh taking on Green Bay right now. There's a potential 7-way tie by the end of the day, potentially, for the 2nd wild card spot in the AFC. By the way, with New England winning, San Diego cannot clinch a first-round bye today. Pass caught for a first down, and that is Caldwell on the San Diego side. Pick up a 13.
After last week, any completions top of your screen, that's Andre Caldwell. They're looking for plays down the field, this Bengals offense. Really good pocket for Carson Palmer. Good protection, something he did not enjoy last week. Hard to get the football down the field and get those completions that everybody's crying for when the quarterback's not getting enough protection.
Benson banging bodies and picking up 5. 2nd and 5. With a play action, Palmer sideline route. Ochocinco has it inside the 30. Good for 16.
Something this offense really relies on since they run the football so much to fake to Cedric Benson. What it does, it opens up sideline routes for the receivers, and it takes a good arm from the quarterback, and that's a nice route by Chad Johnson.
Watch Ochocinco here at the end of this too, Phil. The tribute to Chris Henry. And when he jumped to his feet, now he pointed to the sky. Let's get back to the snap at the 28. Flag is down as the pass is completed to Jeremy Johnson out of the backfield.
Personal foul, chop block, number 32, offense, 15-yard penalty, repeat, first down.
That's a big one called by Carl Cheffers.
Well, watch Cedric Benson, the running back, halfback. Watch him. Who does he block? He goes out to help Andre Smith, the first-round pick of the Bengals. And when a defensive lineman is engaged, you cannot go low, the second guy, and hit him. And that's a good call.
Benson, who was out 2 games in November with a hip flexor, but has come back and been over 100 once and 96 yards. In fact, last week against Minnesota, almost cracking that 100-yard mark against that respected Viking rush defense. First and 25. It's Benson with the handle for just 2. Second and 24, and the pass fired to the 25, and that's Caldwell again with the catch. He's having a very good season in his second year out of Florida, and he's gaining 17 with that one.
Andre Caldwell, we're going to see him a little more today as he goes down the field, because he has the speed to make defensive backs backpedal, open up some throwing lanes. And we hear it too much, but you said fires Carson Palmer, and that's what he did. He fired the football in there into tight coverage and got another good gain from the passing game.
Still trying to make up ground on that 15-yard penalty, so it's 3rd and 7. Pocket sealed, pass thrown, Ochocinco feet down, give him the catch. And a first down just outside the 10.
Yeah, that was excellent. What did I talk about earlier? Throwing to the sidelines. A lot of teams, they're afraid to do it. Top of your screen, little fake inside, and Carson Palmer can read it and throws it right on time. And the Cincinnati Bengals, you know, listen, Carson Palmer threw for under 100 yards last week. This guy can throw it with anybody in the NFL. You know he was upset by that. The whole team is embarrassed, and they're coming out here right now looking pretty sharp throwing the football.
Just in the 90s last week as far as passing yards, but on 1st and 10, Caldwell unable to hold on.
And you know, Jim, they talk about it, what you do. It's a good read by Carson Palmer. Looks to that secondary receiver. Oh, just a little off target. Didn't quite spot him up and throw it where he wanted to. But to get your running game going sometimes, and you just can't let a defense just hone in and attack your running game. You got to make them think. They've done that so far with their passes here in the first drive.
It's a 2nd and 10 at the 11. Trying to answer back to San Diego's opening drive touchdown. Benson hit low by Gregory. He makes the play, and it ends up a 3-yard gain. 3rd and 7 on the way for the Bengals.
Now, we talked about the sideline throws. You know why they're there. There's a good answer. There's Stephen Gregory. He's a safety. You block everybody up front. All the linebackers, the defensive linemen, they're nowhere to be seen, but you can't account for all of them. That's an excellent tackle by Stephen Gregory.